The other thing, now that you got your life insurance license going, is you want to be identifying more of those opportunities. So people we're already doing business with, I would start with people who signed up for the webinar. You want to be asking them that question, would you be interested in looking at and learning about tax-free wealth? That's the way to ask that question. And systematically, if you're asking, and look, I'm not asking you to ask the 78 people we're going to text today. This is an effort of at least 3 to 5 a day. Intentional conversation question. What do you think about tax-free wealth? Would you be interested in learning about tax-free wealth? And if they say yes, then that's going to be added to your third foundation page. Yeah. And look, I'd love to introduce you to Katie. She'd like to have a conversation with you. She can tell you more about that. That's it. That's all. You're done. Add them to your list. Put them on a text stream with Katie. Good to go. And if you want to try a couple of those, put me on the text stream with them so that I can show you how to talk about it live while we're talking with a client. You just ask that initial question, just put me on the text stream. Those conversations being started now is going to have a lot more fruit in third and fourth quarter, right?
Right. That's expected.
Yeah. As of right now, we've been talking for a few minutes here. What is there any other questions you have for me? Is there anything that isn't making sense? Or
I think after this past week, it's pretty clear. I think after this past week, working really closely with you, with every conversation, it's been pretty clear on what to do.
Yeah, it's literally a formula. You know, I break it down like this sometimes. Okay. So when I have something where I see some success, I like to break it down into a dollar amount. So we had our webinar last week. We had 374 people that signed up to keep me motivated, to keep me going. We had some offers on that webinar and we ended up making about 20 grand. So I took 20 grand divided it by 374. So I got it down. That's again, like that exercise of breaking it down to the small yes, or breaking it down to the small win. Every single sign up we had equated to $53. Okay. Whether they showed up or not. So here's the thing, dude. Like, so if we want to make $1 million, we need to get 18,867 people to sign up. Okay. Imagine if we had 18,000 people on there, which is possible. It's possible.
Cardone does it. Cardone will put 100,000 people on a webinar. Totally.
And he's got enough ways to get that many people to sign up, right? And he's got 10 years ahead of us doing it Cardone style. Mm-hmm. But this is what makes it possible in my head. And this is what I believe millionaires do, is they are able to, when they see something work, they're able to go, okay, practically, this is how I get there. Let's say if you were to guess, Tim, how many people said, yes, I'll sign up out of 5 people that you asked?
Maybe 2.
2 people. Okay. So what's that? 40% close ratio. So if I wanted to make $1 million, if we wanted to make $1 million on the webinar, we would need to ask 47,169 people to join the webinar. Now, is it possible to send out that many text messages? Personally, the way we're doing it right now, you'd have to send out 11,792 per week for 4 weeks. That's 1,684 per day. Okay. So that's not possible. Let's say that you had 8 people on your team. That'd be 210 text asks per day. Now that's getting a little bit more doable, right? Like if we had 8 people doing that.
It's 50 per person.
No. That's 8 people doing 210 every
Each.
day
Okay.
for
Gotcha.
4 weeks to get to the 47,000. Okay.
Gotcha.
So let's say it was 10 people. That's 168 text messages. That's about what I'm answering right now or seeing go through my phone. So let's break it down even more. Let's say that it's 20 people. That's 84 text messages a day. Okay, now we're talking. But see how we're going through the exercise of breaking that down. Now for Tim Stone to make $1 million and he's getting $53 per sign up. In order for him to get that many people to sign up, he has to have 47,000 asks. He needs 20 people sending out 84 texts a day to reach that target. And you will, because you have facts now that we know that it works. And you know the technique on how to ask them and how to get them to sign up and how to follow up. So if you're able to take that same process and system to every other product and service that we have, systematically, you'll blow $1 million away. So the 2 main things we talk about this over and over is activity and technique. I think last week it seemed like you found a marriage of those 2 things and saw that how it works.
Mm.
Do you
I think so? I think so. And then it was also very helpful to see how successful the webinar was. With when people showed up, people loved it. People stayed for 2 hours, an hour longer than they were planning. People took action on the offer. The offers weren't that expensive. We did 20,000 in sales.
Yeah.
It just builds more confidence in it.
And you know, I think, and you're talking about your own confidence, right? Like your own
right.
Belief in what we're doing. I mean, because obviously I have a natural high belief no matter what, right? But I think in order to make $1 million, you got to have a high belief in what you're doing, in the vehicle, that it's actually possible. That, yes, we can do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just seeing that it's not just a webinar for the sake of the webinar. People were telling me it was valuable. People were asking me where they can buy a daily ledger, or, you know, joining the Onward Accelerator program, buying tickets to the conference, just because of a free webinar, because they saw that much value in what we do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Awesome, dude. I mean, is there is there anything else right now that I can help you with?
Nothing specific.
I think our next kind of step in the journey here is discovering the power in asking them that question. What's the biggest challenge you have in your life and your business right now? And we're utilizing text messages, Tim, but getting on the phone and having that conversation with them is really powerful. So it's like a combination of the 2. And so I would start to kind of calendar block some time to just have those conversations so you can discover those opportunities to solve the problem or what the challenge is. That would be improving on that technique portion. I think we've solved the activity portion. We're doing as much activity as we possibly can without building more of a team, which we know we need to do that too.
Yep. But so we're having, 60, 70 conversations over text. The goal should be for those to lead to a conversation.
If you had somebody respond to that question, what's the biggest challenge in your life or business, and they respond with what it is, then your next step is, I'd love to get on the phone and talk to you about that. Would you be open for a 15-minute call? Now you're starting to line up those really engaging text messages with engaging conversations.
Mhm. And that's where the consulting development and solutions comes in,
100%.
is
Yeah.
in the conversation like that.
Yes. And that's most likely going to lead to a bigger problem, just like I did with that one client where we find out,
Mhm.
okay, we need to figure out how to help him get refinanced.
Mhm.
Yeah. Awesome, dude.
Got
You did
it.
great. I know the number isn't quite there yet, but
Mhm.
I mean, we're doing the right activity. We really are, and we're improving upon that technique. And we'll start taking bigger chunks out of this, I really believe, as we go on through the quarters.
Yep, I believe that too.
Cool.
And it, not a whole lot to complain about making 50 grand in 2 months. At my age, at least.
No, not at all, man. I mean, that's awesome. Are you tracking more than you were last year? Or is it about the same? I'm curious.
From the other income sources, yes, because like we sold a property last February and I made $50,000 in one day, but without that, I had not made a whole lot up until February.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, so without selling a property this month and making 50 grand, yes, I'm beyond where I was last year.
awesome. Okay, cool. That's good to know. And you'll keep growing on that too. Hopefully we'll have 3 more of those opportunities this year. Who knows?
Yeah,